So that shiny new game just came out. Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden, and you want to know if it's worth your time, right? Let's take a look at the game for some first impressions. Keep in mind this is not a full review, this is a quick look at the game. I played the game for around 2 hours, so I'll show some footage of the game while describing it and giving a few thoughts on it. To begin the game, you play as Antea and Red, both of whom are Banishers. Banishers are people who banish ghosts or spirits. The year is 1695 as well. A friend of theirs, Charles, asks for aid in the town of New Eden. However, when they get to the town, they find out that the creature that's there, a nightmare, which is an insanely strong and almost mythical spirit, has killed Charles. Before I get into that, one thing I noticed right away about this game is that 1, the graphics look really nice, and 2, this game ran flawlessly. Too many times I play a game that's an unoptimized mess, but this was such a smooth experience, it was like a breath of fresh air. Throughout my 2 hours of game time, I faced a few different variations of enemies, and I know there's more to come as well. The fighting is alright, nothing amazing, but it gets the job done. The main focus of this game seems to be the story. The game was very linear, not a whole lot of exploring either. I mean, sure, you can go off a side trail and find a chest or something, but that's about it. Most of my time on this game was spent with story scenes or dialogue, which was fine actually. This game is very well made and the story is interesting enough. Also, some parts of the story are narrated, and that's nice. So back to the story. Antea and Red speak to the ghost of Charles, then the next day they face the nightmare. Side note, as I'm editing, I'm realizing how little of the story I've actually been through. I played for 2 hours and yet the story is just now really beginning. I don't even have that much left to talk about. Where did all the time go? I guess from listening to all the dialogue. Anyways, you're playing as Red as you face the nightmare, and after fighting it for a little bit, he loses and is held above the sea to be dropped into it. At that moment, Antea enters the fight. However, her part in the fight was as short-lived as herself. Red is dropped into the ocean and then wakes up in a cave by the shore. A witch's apprentice saved you and has been taking care of you, apparently for weeks. Her master, a witch named Ceridian, sent her to save you. Something about the veil between the living and the dead becoming thinner, and Red has a part to play in it. So as you're walking through different caves, the ghost of Antea appears and becomes Red's companion once more. She wants to get revenge on that nightmare before she leaves for good, though they did mention a ritual that can bring the dead back to life as well, so maybe that could happen. After meeting her again, you can now do a few different things. In the evolutions menu, you can now use a skill tree, though there's barely any options there. I have no idea if that's it or if there will be more. You can also upgrade your various pieces of equipment, rest, and fast forward time, and it looks like you can fast travel as well. You can switch to Antea at any time, which will make the world look a little different as you're using her ghost senses. She can see stuff that Red can't. You can actually fight with her as well. So all of that took almost 2 hours, and I stopped the game before I came out of the caves. I really enjoyed the graphics and again, the smoothness of the gameplay. So nice. This game is all around pretty good. If anything is lacking, it's probably the combat. Not to say it's bad, but comparatively, the story and the graphics are of a better quality. If you enjoy a nice single player experience, this game is starting off pretty strong. I think everything I've seen so far is the making of a good game, though that's my personal opinion. Whether or not this is your type of game, I'll see you on the next one.